What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one, our Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Jones, the MBIC, representing that R.O.D, giving all praise and glory to the heavenly ones, for they are worthy to be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for all your support, all your feedback, positive, negative. All of these things is respected because it allows me to continue to do what I do best, and that is keep my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Round of applause for that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I hope you guys is having a beautiful first day of the week. The Wiz told me that it's nice outside in New York today, so you know I'm looking forward to going outside. For those that don't know, I had a brand new episode for December Conversation showing us that the Bible is Black history, giving you guys information, showing you locations in Genesis where you won't find in these areas that these people have led you to believe, right? All these areas and locations, I have given you that. I also gave you the understanding of why you should be giving praise and glory to the heavenly ones, your mother and your father that sits on the throne. I got all that information. You can watch that on that video. You won't be disappointed. Of course, you're going to be like, damn, why didn't I know? But it was my job for me to show you and lead you into the promise. And the promise is on its way, and we got to just do the necessary things to stay on that path, right? Round of applause for that. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? So yeah, man, you know, before I even go on with today's podcast, I got to give you guys the hood news. You know, the hood temperature, man, it's still shady. It's still grimy. It still ain't no sunshine where we from. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine where we from, 'cause where we from, homie, you can be gone anytime, 'cause these streets don't play. Yeah, man. So let me give you just a glimpse of what went on in the hood. So the other day out in Queens, a horrific accident. Luckily, both these individuals survived, but it was caught on camera. The man took the light speeding. I'm talking speeding, man. The creators was with them that day. Like I told you guys before, you know, two Europeans has been accused of decapitating a brother's head here in Brooklyn. Matter of fact, let me pull this up for you guys. I want you guys to see this. I don't want to just give you guys, you know, false news, right? Because when I see these things, man, these things just be mind-boggling. Look, man shot outside Brooklyn Sports Club in East New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. These things is crazy. 40-year-old man shot in Canarsie. You know what I'm saying? 4 people stabbed during a fight outside in the valley. You know what I'm saying? 19-year-old killed in the police shootings on Long Island. You know? All of these things is just a reminder of what's going on within our community, what's going on within ourselves, which leads to today's conversation. And today's conversation is about reparations. And now, the reason why I'm saying we're going to talk about reparations, because here in New York, this governor, still trying to figure out when did she become governor. Never heard a poll for her, never seen people go out to vote, never seen a campaign of her, but here she is. But she issued out, I guess this is a Twitter, and in the Twitter it says New York has secured over $183 million in compensation for Holocaust victims and their heirs. Hate has no home in New York, and my administration is committed to uplifting survivors and their families while honoring the memory of the 6 million lives taken far too soon. So this is what this lady brought up, and everybody got mixed emotions. Of course you're gonna have the Jewish people saying, yes, we need this. We're victims. You're gonna have the black people that's gonna say, well, where's ours? How are we giving our hard-earned money to people that never experienced nothing on this land, and here we all been on this land, and yet we ain't getting not even a half a gram. So I had to take it upon myself to give my brothers and sisters a clear understanding into why you will not receive any reparations. And I just trickle it down to just 3 things. It's just 3 things, not too much, because we're not gonna go around the bush. We're gonna give it to 3 things. The first reason why black and brown, melanated, children of slaves, you name it, will not receive any reparation. The first reason is because we are financially dumb. Yes, I said it. We are financially dumb. We don't have not a single understanding when it comes to handling money. We don't even have the slightest clue on what to do with handling money. Think I'm lying? Every single person is affected behind this. Only a few are strong enough to get out of that mentality. Anytime colored people receive money, what do we do with it? Are we investing? Are we trying to buy property? No. We want the latest cars. We want the jewelry. We want the vacation trips. We want to live a life of a celebrity. We want to just taste that so much because we spent our entire lives working hard and seeing these celebrities, these Hollywood reels and pure nonsense, these reality shows, and we just want to taste that. And not knowing that every time you're given money and the money doesn't come back to first the community and also the country, something called inflation goes up. Now let me dive into that. What's causing the inflation right now is you niggas. What? Everybody got, no, it's you niggas. Why? Because when you was receiving that money, and that was a test run, by the way, they wanted to see how can these colored people handle a large sum of money, and we failed. But when you received that money, you know what you was doing with that money? You was buying foreign cars. You know, BMWs is not made in the US. Nobody was in buying a Ford truck. You didn't buy a F-150. You wanted to buy a GT 720. You wanted a Maybach. You wanted a Porsche truck. You wanted a Lamborghini. You wanted all the cars that's made outside of the US. So you was putting money in Europe's pocket, right? Then you wasn't buying black. You wasn't buying black. You was taking the money And you was buying Gucci, Louis, Pradas, flip-flops. The only person that was getting a taste of U.S. money was Jordans, and you was buying that for their children. And you was buying that for their children. You was buying that for their children. You wasn't taking this money and doing something lucrative with the corporation called America. No. You was getting your jewelry custom made from individuals who was getting imports from out the country. I mean, come on. Come on. And now you're here to tell me, us as people, all of us is affected. I had a sister say to me, you can't say we. I'm gonna always say we, because we are all we got. You does not represent the millions, and I mean millions, of black and brown people in the hood suffering, trying to figure it out. You are not the exception, and that's a problem. That's the problem. We was taking this money and doing pure foolishness with it. Absolute chaos. Okay? And let's not talk about the frauds that also happened amongst these black and brown people. And what was you doing when you had this fraud money? You was throwing it in the strip club. You was buying more cars. You was buying homes, luxury trips. They got stories of people buying planes. These are the reasons why you're not getting a single reparation. Because you're financially dumb. We do not know how to invest. We don't even know. We could invest. We got $1.7 trillion of spending power, and yet here we are, still in the hood, broke, complaining, talking, begging for reparations. Make that make sense. 1.7, it probably increased. $1.7 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars of spending power, yet here we are on these platforms complaining, demanding reparations. That's number one. That's number one. Financially dumb. I'm not gonna say financially illiterate. I want you to know that you're financially dumb. That's why you're not receiving any reparations. Now let's go to number two. Number two is, we as a people are liabilities. America is a corporation. And after everything I said in the first one, it adds on to the liability effect. We are not an asset to America unless you're playing one of their sports. Unless you're been hired by the devil to be in the entertainment industry to literally destroy, genocide the black and brown people. You're not an investment. We are liable people. We are liable. We are not assets. This is a corporation. People, please get it out your mind that America is not a land of the free. This is the land of possibilities. You have the option to do what you need to do, but it comes on the expense of hard labor on people. This is a corporation, okay? That's why you have a president. We are too liable. That's why rappers who get signed, they get life insurance put upon them, especially the type of music you are promoting. Okay? You understand what I'm saying to you, people? You are a liability. Anybody that gets a thrill of listening to murder, destruction, unprotected fornication, sexual lust, talking about abortions, plan A, B, C, D. You are seen as a liability. When a woman could feel comfortable to come on the screen and say, I don't need a man. Man can't do nothing besides give me what I want. I get a nut and I go chase the bucks. You are a liability. When a young man thinks it's okay to wake up, roll up a blunt, stack up on his guns, go outside and go catch him one, you are a liability. You know why Jewish people are getting funds? Because they're not a liability. You're not gonna ever hear a Jewish man gun down another Jewish man. They'll argue, they'll do whatever. They're not gonna go on social media about it. You probably not even gonna get news coverage about it. Chinese people as well, Arab people as well. Every time I read a criminal act that goes on here in America, here in New York, it's only two races of people: colored and white America. The hillbillies and stuff like that, the patriots. And their violence come because they're taking these high-end drugs, these crystal meths and all of that. You understand what I'm saying to you? We are a liability. We're not an asset to society. We are a liability. Man and woman can't reason. Like I say all the time, there will be no reparation, no freedom until the man and the woman bridge that gap. Until a woman realizes she needs to be married and not have boyfriends and not go on dates and not think that it's okay to, yeah, I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to that person, and I'm gonna weigh my options. Are you out your goddamn mind? Who's telling you to do this? When men realize that they can't just be digging anything, digging and walking away, not caring about what's the outcome. The only thing we worrying about is having a story to tell. Huh, Biggie? Sitting down with your man saying, yo, son, yeah, I would beat that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, son, I'm not all in that. Word? Yeah, but I gave her a plan B. She ain't even know it, though. Put it all in her drink. She ain't even know it. You think these people are not listening to what we say to each other? What we brag about on social media? They laugh. You are a mocking. You are a mockery to humanity at this moment right now, black and brown people. When you see women come on podcasts and disrespect a man, disrespect men in general, have opinions, you are a liability. When you see a man could tell a woman, what can you do for me? Cook and clean, please. I could get somebody to do that. You are a liability. Because there's no man without a woman. There's no woman without a man. See, all these other nations know this, but us. All these other nations know that but us. When you see a Jewish woman, you're seeing a husband. You're seeing her pushing a carriage and she got a husband. They may be arguing whatever, but they are together. And when push come to shove, they stand on united, whether it's through Judaism, whether it's through husband and wife, whatever, they stand together. Can I say that for you? Can we say that for us? Huh? You are a liability. You're not an asset. You are a liability. When they see that you falling for the bait and want to go grab clothes, sexy little clothes, and you want to post it on YouTube and Instagram and show your struck walk and let people see your booty jiggle, you are a liability. We're not going to invest into that. She could get killed. She could catch a disease. She could get robbed. You are a liability. What money's coming out of that? The only money that's coming out of you acting in this behavior is sexual favors. Yeah, they'll pay for you. They'll pay for your trip to Dubai. And after that, you're gonna get, they're gonna nut, they're gonna violate, they're gonna do whatever. Get you drunk, high, give you the time of your life, and ship you right back to New York, right back to Chicago, right back to Missouri, right back to Atlanta, right back to Cali, right back to wherever you was at, and you left to figure it out. Huh? You want reparations, right? How? You can't even conduct yourself. You can't even conduct yourself in a righteous manner. You can't even conduct yourself with a righteous manner. What is your principles? What is your morals? Because principles and morals start within the household. The principle and morals of the black people start with husband and wife. If that's not even on the table, then what are you standing on? Then you got these emotional men that's running around. I'm talking about emotionally wrecked. God damn, it's so sad that I have to deal with so much emotional lost black men than I have ever did in my life. And my wiz warned me for this. She said, listen, like, yo, this internet world, this content creation, you're gonna deal with a lot of foolishness because there's not a lot of real men that understand real conversation, real politics. These niggas never sat at a real table. These dudes been sitting at the table filled with women. They was living with grandma and mommy. So anytime something goes wrong, they react and move emotional like a female. And that's the problem. You are a liability. You're not an asset. That's the reason why you're not getting no reparations. And you could take it how you want. You could take it how you want. But these are the facts. You're not gonna generate nothing for them. You're not gonna invest. You're not gonna build a sky rise for them. You're not gonna architect that. You're not that's too beyond. That's too advanced for you. We are so much into ground level understanding. It's sad. We are so much into ground level understanding. It's sad. And until the bridge closes, until we bridge that gap between man and woman, when a woman realizes she must be a wife, when a woman realizes that she's never the prize, there's not a single female on the face of this earth that was ever designed to be a prize, ever, ever, ever. And every single woman that moves around thinking she's a prize, by the time she realizes she's not a prize, she's gonna be worn out, beaten, drugged out, digged out. You should see how these females are looking now. Why you girls are so beautiful in 2024 Matrix year? You're so beautiful, but yet you're leading the league. When I say the league, the nation in singleness. You do all that hard work to get a nice car so you can come out and be in nice restaurants and do this and say, I'm living my best life, but you are alone. Are you really living your best life, right? So when you get that urge, you're gonna call Tyrone. You should call on Tyrone. And when Tyrone is not able to provide or answering the phone, you're gonna call on Jason. And when Jason is not around, you're gonna go get yourself a toy, and you rather play with yourself than be a wife to a king. Play with him whenever you want. Allow him to do whatever you want. Please him however he want. Submit to him however he want. That's too much for you. You are a liability. When you brothers don't realize that you're supposed to have a wife. And in some cases, you're supposed to have wives. Yes, that's part of your culture. Don't let these people fool you. It's okay. There's a reason why men cheat. Reason why is because this tie down that society has placed upon humanity is the reason why these things are occurring. And they occur because we are following the ways of the enemy. If you think I'm lying, you can look through the word. You can go to Africa right now and go ask the people, and they'll tell you. These are all predicted programming. That's why our job as men is to be fruitful and multiply. Remember when Jacob's wife couldn't produce, he ended up going into somebody else? Did he still stop trying to produce? No, he went into her. He had her. They had him. They had this. They had that. They had that. Because this is the norm of our culture. The reason why they told you that you gotta be monogamous. Polygamy is satanic, it's evil, it's unrighteous, it's wrong. The reason why is because they don't want the slaves to outnumber them, because there's a possibility the slaves might rebel, okay? That's why they always give you these stupid movies where you see women being so heartbroken and emotional because, oh, you did this to me. Did what? Then what? Then you're gonna have the female that's gonna say, then you're gonna have the female that's gonna come out and say, well, why can't we do it too? Let me ask you a question. Let me put an end to that. If you had 4 men and you was in a relationship with 4 men and you was to get pregnant, who would be the father? Now, if you have one man that's dealing with 4 women, and he was to and all 4 of them was to get pregnant, who would you know? Who would be the father? My point. That's my point. Stop allowing society to plague your mind. Okay? But the men needs to realize that you're supposed to be honoring your woman, love your woman, cater to your woman, that a lady is much more to life than sex. And I know my sisters play a major part because they come outside looking like they want just sex. I get it. But at the same time, we gotta take the wheel and say, nah, mama, we don't like that. You think you're going? Pay that no attention. If these girls that's getting their bodies done went from having 10,000 likes to only getting 2 likes, they're gonna reconsider what they approach in humanity. Everything, all of this is about attention seeking. None of this is really about, hey, I wanna be loved, right? I be on Facebook, and every day I'm seeing friend requests. Facebook like to give suggestions. And I'm seeing these people, and I'm like, yo, this is a beautiful sister. Why is she single? Oh, she got a picture with her and her thong and she's posing on her ass. Oh, that's why. Nobody wants that. This is just a news flash to my sisters. Nobody wants that. These are liabilities. You are a liability. And when they see that, you on these people's programs, applications, so and stuff like that, and you talking about you demand reparations, who's paying for that? You are a liability. Dudes is posting up with guns, blunts in their mouth, drinking Hennessy, 3 o'clock in the morning. Niggas is not even up, not even trying to look into stock, nothing. Everybody just outside, just being ignorant. You are a liability. Ain't no reparations coming for that. That's number 2. Now let's get to 3. The third reason why black and brown people will never receive reparations, and this one is quite obvious. You don't even know your nationality. You don't know your origin. You don't know where you come from. Your history starts when you get off this ship. You don't have no recollection or understanding where you come from, and all that's intentional. And for all those that said, oh, the law, it's the law, you're supposed to pay. You absolutely right. But let's check this out. Let me make this clear. The law doesn't apply to you. You are a slave. You're not free. Stop working and see if your lights ain't gonna get turned off. Start working and see if your landlord is not going to reach out to the marshal or the sheriff to get you removed. Start working, Mr. Freeman. Stop. There's no law that protect slaves. You are a slave. And not only are you a slave, you ain't take control of the money flow. What I mean by this is, how many black doctors you see running around now? How many black lawyers? How many black legislators? How many black people? How many people that's demanding, no, we want black people. We're not voting for nobody unless it's a majority of black people. You're not getting out. But how many of you guys on that type of time? How many black Democrat congressmen, politicians that you know? I wait for it. These niggas is making so much fun of you, taking everything from you, making a mockery of your emotions. They know when things get hard, when black people become restless, let Joe left behind and go into your community and go into your house and go into your barbershop and eat your food, stand with dinner with you, and make sure this is on camera so these niggers can know that I love the niggers. And then you get, oh, see, this is why I'm voting for silly rabbits. Religion, politicians, and all that is for dumb kids. And guess what? You are some dumb kids. I'm telling you how it is. Some children that don't even know the nationality. When things go wrong, when there's a black uprise, they give you Kamala Harris. This female she spent 4 years. I think I seen this woman come on TV like 5 times. Whenever there's black people, black commotions, black unrest, people are feeling like there's no justice. Injustice. Here she come. Hey, look, we here, guys. We're gonna work together, I promise you. Relax, niggers. And make sure you vote for me. I'm black too. And as soon as she gets sworn in, oh yeah, my dad was Osama bin Laden. Oh, what? Your dad was a what? Yeah, it's like that. That's how they know. You know why? Because you don't stand on nothing. What's your nationality? Who can you run to? Let's just say things went left. What country can you run to for aid? You got black people that despise Africa, Africans. You got Caribbean people that despise other Caribbean areas. Mind you, every single one of you people come from one place and was shipped to these various locations. Then they got you hating each other. The Jamaicans hate the Haitians hate the Trinidadians hate the Belize hate Mexico hates every single one of you guys. Cuba don't even want to, the Cubans despise the black ones, right? Dominican Republic is despised, hates all of this, man. I could go on and on. What's your nationality? Who can you run to when everything is a dub? Who are you gonna run to? Like, you have to make these things make sense, people. You really got to make these things make sense. Because when I sit back and I analyze and I observe, I said, look, you know, when they write that check got to go for a nation. What is our nation? What are we? You got females calling other females bitches. You got niggas calling niggas niggas. What's good, my nigga? You associate yourself with black. You associate yourself with melanin. We got so much different acronyms. We got Black American. We got African American. We got binary Americans. We got transgender Americans. We got everything. We don't even know what we are. Today you a man, tomorrow you a fish. I don't know. Make it make sense. But yet you're sitting here in a space of demanding reparations and having done absolutely nothing. Let me say this again. And we haven't done absolutely nothing for America. besides say, gimme, 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 gimme. You ain't done nothing. That's why the migrants is here. Because guess what, black people? Guess what, brown people? You have become expendable. Your job is on the line. Your freedom is on the line. Your house is on the line. Your careers is on the line. Listen, even your education, they putting things out where it doesn't even matter if you got a college degree now. You know why? Because they already absorb enough money out of you. Now you in a space of complaining, begging Joe left behind in to give you a student loan relief, and this nigga not doing nothing. And if he does do it, he's only gonna do it for a selected few. And I guarantee you, the majority of those few is not going to be individuals that look like me and you. How you like those sour grapes? Huh? Those are the reasons. Those are the reasons. Financially dumb. A liability. We're not unified on no way, shape, or form. And we don't even know our nationality. We from Africa. And then now they're giving us these religions. Now these religions got us thinking that we come all the way from the Middle East. And then when you look at the people from the Middle East, they don't look nothing like us, but they give you a story. It said, over 1 million black Jews fled Israel and went to these locations, and then that's how shut up, you sound stupid. No, it's not what happened. That's what your captain told you. That's not what happened. This is what happens when you don't know who you are. This is what happens. You understand? They know how to play with your emotions. We too emotional. There's no more logical thinking. There's no more common sense. All of that is removed. And all of that, because of that, created us to become liabilities. Watch when this airs, you're gonna find individuals that's gonna come, comment, give their input, say, I don't know what I'm talking about, have any level of hatred. But then we'll go outside in the hood and see their homie gun down another man. But then you demand reparations. And let me just give you guys, let me just give you extra credit. Another reason why you won't receive reparations. For one, your ancestors that fought, that came here on slave ships, they did everything they had to do to allow you to be in the position that you in right now. And guess what did you do when you got into this position? You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. You disrespect them. You disrespect your ancestors when you get married to the enemy. You disrespect your ancestors when you open your legs up to anybody. You disrespect your ancestors. And I'm talking about those that was raped against their will. When these people forced themselves into your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. And when you come out and you are literally having the same characteristics as the people that did your ancestors wrong, that's part of the reason why you ain't getting no reparation. They did everything that they could. They held it down. They didn't die. They didn't commit suicide. They didn't jump off the cliff. They didn't just dive into the water. They literally held it down to preserve you guys, to be alive this day, to continue the fight. And that fight is to go back home where they took you. You ain't do that. But you want reparations. You want the enemy to give you something. My nigga, please. And last but not least, I told you I was going to give you two good things. The last one, people. The last one, people, is the drug era. When the crack cocaine was flooding the streets, it destroyed the people. But then while this destruction was taking place, you niggas was making a lot of money. I'm talking millions a day. 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Touching it like it was nothing. Everybody was eating. Everybody down to the foot soldiers was touching money that they ain't never seen before. Now let me ask you a question. What did you do with that money? Oh, the same thing that you did with the first mention of being financially dumb. That's what you did with the money. Huh? You went from eating McDonald's to now going to Root Chris to go get steak and lobster. From drinking 40s E&J to now drinking Moet Cristal. Huh? You had your reparation. Your ancestors that really went through it, they the ones that need reparation. These grandchildren, these after babies, our generation and beyond to this very moment don't need a single thing because you ain't done nothing. What you think you did? What slave labor have you done? What beating have you done? You ain't done nothing but beat yourself. You have beaten yourself out of reparations, liable niggas. You have beaten yourself out of reparations, sweetheart. Hood booger. You prefer to be in bed with a whole bunch of things in your mouth, and you talking about, and they same mouth got the audacity and say, give me what's mine. Give us what's owed to us. There's nothing owed to you. It's owed to your ancestors, the one that actually went through it. This is why these Europeans can have arguments about it. You guys ain't do nothing. Why we gotta pay you? And if we was to pay you, what you gonna do with it? You gonna buy more guns? You gonna buy more drugs to take and sell? You gonna pop more pills? You gonna get more bodies done? Oh, let's imagine the reparations. Everybody would have had a BBL. These foreign people, listen, Dominican Republic will be looking like a castle by the time they're done with how much women is gonna go over there, niggas included. That's gonna be the most lucrative country. And guess what? Inflation is gonna go up 10 times even more because you ain't go to Mr. Miami. You went to Mr. Martinez, Mr. Alfonso, and Alfonso had to let the funds know that it's too low. So because you came with low funds, you're gonna get low work. And then some of the outcome might lead to you dying. And some of you women be having children. Selfish ass people. How dare you talk foolishness? Reparations. Nigga, there's no reparations for a nation that believes and stands on separation. What are we unifying? Let's have a conversation first. We gotta clean up home first. Let's sweep up, let's clean up, and say, yo, look, man, my house is clean. My community is clean. My daughter is married. My son is married. We're not running around doing foolishness. We standing 10 toes down. Now this is a force to be reckoned with. We're not, all this Chinese food stores, you can't have it here. All these 99-cent stores, these bodegas that's selling you bacon, eggs, and cheese, you can't have this here. Everything must be colored on, black and brown. That's how it's going down. Let that be the conversation. Your community must look how Chinatown look like. Your community must look like how the Jewish towns look like. It must look like that first before you sit down talking about I demand reparations. Stop killing. Let's go 5 years without killing each other. Let's go 2 years with being married. Let's do the little things first. Then we go after the big fish. Then we go after the big fish. Let's teach our children how to read again. Let's tell our children that being a rapper is weird. Entertainment business is not what you think it is. It comes with demons, evil, wickedness, pure mockery and destruction, genocidal behavior that goes on in the industry, demoralizing behavior, transformational behavior goes on within that industry. That's not what we do. You gotta be a doctor. You gotta be a lawyer. You gotta be a councilman. You gotta be a judge. You gotta be a politician. We gotta take back everything. We gotta have our hands in everything. Then we go after the big fish. It's your brother, man, from the motherland, man. You know I came to you guys live. You know I come to tell you the truth. You know I am never here to lie. All these heathens, these he-goats is gonna feed you nonsense because everything that you guys want is give me, give me, give me, give me. You ain't getting nothing. You don't deserve nothing. I don't deserve nothing until I'm able to clean up house. Like I said before. The farther your charity goes determines how high your chariot goes. The farther your charity, the higher your chariot. You want to get closer to God? You got to display your charity. If you're unable to do that, you're not getting nothing. And if we're not cleaning up house, you're not getting nothing. If we don't figure out who we are, where we come from, and that we got to go back to square one, knowing that we were slaves, and discontinue all these niggas that's telling you we from America, we was here first, all this foolish nonsense, when we all know that life started in Africa. We all know that the shores took us from the west side of Africa, whether it's from Benin, Cameroon, South Africa, North Africa, those that's in the Middle East, those majority of those brothers came from the east side of Africa. When we start putting those pieces together and start saying, you know what, we need to go back to Africa and figure out what the heck is going on. Let's retrack our steps. Until we do that, ain't gonna be no goddamn reparation. Until husbands and wives, children is being raised in 2-parent households, 4-parent households, meaning husband, 2 wives, 3 wives, doesn't matter. Until these children is in that space of comfort and protection and love, ain't gonna be no reparation. It's gonna be nothing but running around, emotional, pants sagging, drugs smoking, liquor drinking, prostitute chasing, lost niggas running around talking about, I want my reparations now. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? And I'ma holler at y'all. 1.